So this was the last thing I worked on when I was in university, which I did as my dissertation to get my master's degree. And while I will admit that this project definitely is my baby, because it was a complete solo project, I had to work on it all on my own, with the exception of having people helping me out with the production when we were actually filming. And it definitely took a lot of personal elements from my life in order to get it made. I will admit that on reflection, it's not as good as I thought it could have been. I feel like in terms of the cinematography, the color and the lighting could have been a lot better. And I really do wish I could have given more time for the movie to be sort of fleshed out, but I only had about 25 minutes in order to be able to put the whole thing together. So there was definitely a limit of time in terms of how much I had to make and how much I was able to put in. But that being said, I still think I did a good job all intents and purposes. Like I said, I had to do everything on my own. I wrote it, I produced it, I directed it, I edited it, I did everything. Of course, we got Ian back, as I said, to play the professor, and we got Lily to play his assistant, who was amazing on screen. On set, definitely a bit difficult to deal with, but she was only 19 at the time, but she really came across well in the final product. And we're still friends now, we still sometimes talk to each other, and she's been really lovely, so that was really good. And I definitely wouldn't have been able to do this when I started university, so it definitely kind of shows the end of my journey, and it was still just a launching point to help get me into further stuff. And like I said, this is very personal because it took from something that actually happened to me of losing a very dear friend just before I started production. So I think it was also a good way of helping to get me through the grief of what I was going through. So this definitely is a very personal movie for me. Like I said, it's not as perfect as it could have been, but I'm still happy with the way it turned out. So here you go.
Come on, Ollie. I know things have been tough, but you're never going to get anywhere sitting around all day watching cartoons.
Why not work for my daughter?
Yeah, and she was 6, Ollie. It's amazing what they get away with on kids' entertainment these days. Look at that. Girl's kicking the zombie's head off. Man next to her's trying to catch it. What's the show called?
Zombolyball.
Catchy title. Well, I've got to get back to work. It's Monday, which is damage control on campus. God, I hope the kids haven't been drinking vodka and cranberry juice again. Makes me feel like I'm cleaning up a crime scene. Oh, right. Sorry, shouldn't have said that. Anyway, I better go back to work. Let me know if you need any help, Ollie.
Sure.
Yeah, by the way, they wanted me to tell you that Josie is still showing up to your lab to work. You might want to tell her to take the week off or something?
She's a post-grad. She's got plenty of her own work to get on with. Let her use my lab.
Well, that's not what she's doing in there right now. But if you insist, take care of yourself, Ollie.
What are your plans, my master? What are you playing at? I was only killed.
What about me, Dad? You don't care about me anymore.
Now we're here today to tell a story about ghosts. Now some people just don't believe in ghosts, but this one is about one anyway. Now there are some people in the world who can't seem to see ghosts, but that doesn't mean that they're not there. You just need to look a little bit harder.
No official hypothesis. Lack of evidence, but not fully disputed. There's a possibility here.
But rest assured, there's almost always a ghost right over your shoulder.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to go and visit my website, which has more for you to see and more information about me. Or if you want to check out more of what I'm like as a person, check out my other YouTube channel where I do comedy shows and reviews in a very comedic style. So, I'll see you there. Bye.